Picture this. It's August 2025. A brand new K-pop group nobody's heard of drops their debut single. No massive hype campaign, no years of pre-debut content, just 5 guys, a song, and an idea. And then, 100 million streams on Spotify in 2 months. The fastest any K-pop boy group had ever done it in 2025. Their debut album, 2 million copies sold. Their second EP launched with over 1.19 million copies sold on day 1. Oh, and they're performing at Lollapalooza 2026 alongside Jennie, aespa, and gidle. These guys have been a group for less than a year. I'm talking about CORTIS, BigHit Music's newest boy group, and possibly the fastest-rising K-pop act of this entire generation. Today we're breaking down everything, who they are, what makes them different, and how they pulled off one of the most insane rookie runs in K-pop history. Let's go. Okay, so first, who exactly are CORTIS? And yes, I know some of you are very much already Coers, so bear with me while we bring everyone else up to speed. CORTIS, stylized in all caps, is a 5-member South Korean boy group under BigHit Music, which is the same label home to BTS and TXT. They debuted on August 18, 2025, making them BigHit's 3rd group ever, and their first new boy group in 6 years. Now their name, CORTIS, is actually an acronym. It stands for Color Outside the Lines, which, if you know anything about K-pop, is basically the most rebellious concept statement a BigHit group has ever made. The official meaning is, and I love this, thinking freely and breaking free from the world's established standards and rules. They are quite literally telling you, from day 1, that they refuse to follow the playbook. No cookie-cutter concept. No rigid idol image. Just 5 creative guys doing whatever they want. BigHit actually described CORTIS as a, quote, next-generation creator crew, because every single member is involved in making their own music, choreography, and music videos. This isn't a group that shows up and performs what someone else made. They build it. And that, my friends, is a big deal in an industry that doesn't always let its idols do that. Their fandom, called Coer, Coer, which brings together core from CORTIS and ER, as in, those who stand together. Think of it as the word core, because Coers are literally the core, the driving force behind CORTIS, which is honestly the most wholesome fandom name concept I've heard in a while. Now let's talk about the 5 guys making all of this happen, because honestly, each one of them could carry a solo career. First up, Martin, Korean-Canadian and the group's leader at just 17 years old at debut. Let that sink in. He's the creative brain, heavily involved in the sound direction, and the guy who sets the tone for what CORTIS is and isn't. His musical inspirations, Tyler the Creator and Mac Miller. So if you were wondering why CORTIS doesn't sound like your typical K-pop group, now you know. James, the eldest, from Taipei. And this man is built different, literally. Black belt in Taekwondo, 10 years of semi-pro ice hockey, a dance prodigy who became one of the most talked-about rookies in K-pop in 2025. He said that the discipline from ice hockey shaped who he is as a performer, and when you watch him on stage, it shows. Every single movement is precise. Juhoon, the one that the camera absolutely loves. Former youth model who appeared in commercials and music videos before BigHit came knocking. He attended an international middle school, which gave him a global outlook, and he's used his time at BigHit to become genuinely fluent in communicating across cultures. He's the kind of member that pulls non-K-pop fans in just by existing. Seonghyeon is the one you might underestimate at first, soft-spoken, kind of quiet in interviews. But behind the scenes, he's a beast. He's the group's main top-liner and lyricist, meaning the melodies you're humming after a CORTIS song. A lot of that is Seonghyeon. He even admitted in an interview that during the first EP he was scared to step into the recording booth, and look at him now. That growth arc alone deserves a whole separate video. And finally, Keonho. If the others are the sound, Keonho is the look. He's deeply involved in the group's visual direction and videography, often behind a camera as much as in front of one. His fashion sense is immaculate, often seen in Louis Vuitton. He's spoken about how different GREENGREEN felt to make compared to their debut, and you can genuinely see his fingerprints all over the visual world of CORTIS. 5 completely different people. 5 completely different skill sets. All pointed in the same direction. That's CORTIS. So on August 7th, 2025, BigHit Music officially announced the group name CORTIS through their new social media accounts. And the internet immediately went into chaos, because people had been tracking BigHit's new boy group for 2 years at that point, spotting them filming in LA, seeing them at label mates' concerts. There was an insane amount of pent-up anticipation. Then August 18th arrives. They drop What You Want, and it is not what anyone expected. There's no grand theatrical concept, no dramatic cinematic universe. It's raw, it's youthful, and it sounds like something Tyler, the creator, and a K-pop producer cooked up in a garage in Los Angeles, which, honestly, might not be far from the truth. This was very intentionally not the typical K-pop debut playbook. The full debut EP, Color Outside the Lines, dropped shortly after. It's got a song called Go, which is chaotic and catchy, and fashion which absolutely goes off. One review described it as channeling the moshpit energy of Playboi Carti or Travis Scott. Their taste cuts across genres and eras. These guys listen to everything from Youngblood and Chet Baker to Elliott Smith, Tame Impala, and 3-6 Mafia. And you can hear all of that in the music. The music video for Go perfectly matched the energy, just 5 teenagers running around Los Angeles having the time of their lives. One writer put it perfectly. It feels like something made by teens for teens, because it literally is. And that authenticity, that's what people can't stop talking about. And then the numbers came rolling in. Okay, I need a moment for this section, because these stats are genuinely unreal for a group that's been alive for less than a year. Let's go through them one by one. 100 million plus streams on Spotify, achieved in just 2 months after debut, fastest for a K-pop boy group in 2025. 2 million physical copies of debut EP sold, only the second K-pop group ever to hit 2 million on a debut album. 5 million plus Instagram followers, crossed within 2 months of debut. #1 on Spotify's global daily viral chart, before charting on the Billboard 200. 1,196,961 copies of GREENGREEN, second EP, sold on day 1. Their first album to sell 1 million in a single day. 2 million plus pre-orders for GREENGREEN before release, confirming another double million seller. Do you see what I mean? This is not a normal rookie trajectory. In K-pop, most groups spend years trying to get anywhere near these numbers, and CORTIS is doing it before they've even been around for a year. Their lead single, Red Red, from the GREENGREEN era became the first Korean boy group to debut within the last 5 years to reach Spotify's global weekly top songs chart, landing at number 103 and staying on the daily global chart for 12 consecutive days. ID Magazine called them raw. Rolling Stone covered them before they even officially debuted. Hollywood Reporter did a sit-down feature. These aren't K-pop niche publications, these are mainstream global outlets. CORTIS was mainstream from day 1. Now, let's talk about where CORTIS is right now. Because just when you thought the debut era was impressive, they came back with GREENGREEN, their second EP released on May 4th, 2026. And honestly, this comeback tells you everything about the kind of artists they want to be. Keonho actually said something really beautiful about this album in an interview. He described the first EP as introducing themselves, all about that pre-debut excitement and naivety. But GREENGREEN was made while they were promoting Color Outside the Lines. They had stage experience now. They had fans. They had met Coers. And that changed everything about how they created music. Seonghyeon literally said, and I'm paraphrasing, when they were working on the first EP, he was afraid to even step into the recording booth. And now, he's writing top lines and full lyrics for a comeback album that's selling over 1 million copies in a day. Dazed magazine said CORTIS is, quote, bringing punk to K-pop, and when you listen to GREENGREEN, you understand why. The lead single Red Red, the explosive TNT Akai. This album leans into a DIY punk-influenced energy that feels incredibly rare in the K-pop space right now. They're not chasing a trend, they're starting one. And to top it all off, they held a GREENGREEN release party in Seoul on release day, performing all 6 tracks live, which streamed globally through HYBE's YouTube channel and Weverse. 6 tracks, all live, first comeback. That confidence, that's not an accident. So what's coming up for CORTIS? because their schedule in 2026 is genuinely giving global domination. They're performing at Lollapalooza 2026. Let me say that again. A group that debuted in August 2025 is performing at one of the biggest music festivals in the world in 2026, alongside Jennie, aespa, and gidle. That is a booking that most established K-pop groups would dream of. CORTIS got it before their first anniversary. They've also done Japan concerts, Makuhari Mess and Belluna Dome. They have dates in Bangkok in December 2026. The world tour is beginning to take shape. And with Republic Records representing them in the US, the Western push is very much intentional and very much working. Oh, and they even contributed a soundtrack to a Hollywood animated film called GOAT. The song Mention Me, released in February 2026. These guys are crossing into entertainment spaces most K-pop groups take decades to reach. They've even said their dream collaboration is with a Korean indie artist named Meaningful Stone, and that they want to eventually try a jazz concept. The genre range this group has in mind is literally limitless. So, we've been through the name, the members, the concept, the debut, the records, the comeback, and the global plans. Let's answer the actual question. Is CORTIS BigHit Music's most successful rookie? Here's the thing. BTS took years to build. TXT built steadily and beautifully. CORTIS is doing something completely different. They arrived with a level of buzz and global awareness that neither of their label mates had at the equivalent point in their careers. 2 million debut album sales. A million-seller first day on their second EP Lollapalooza before their one-year mark. Mainstream global press from day one. By pure numbers. At this same stage of their careers. CORTIS is arguably the fastest starting group BigHit has ever launched. And they've done it by being themselves, raw, self-producing, boundary-ignoring teenagers who decided that the line was there to be crossed. The name CORTIS, color outside the lines, isn't just a cool acronym. It's a mission statement. And right now, they're living it. Whether they go on to become the next BTS or carve out their own entirely separate legacy, one thing is clear. CORTIS are not a fluke. They are not a hype moment. They are a movement. And this is still just the beginning. Are you a Coer? Or are you just discovering CORTIS for the first time right now? Let me know in the comments below which member caught your attention first. And if this video helped you understand what CORTIS is all about, smash that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Let's go.